So, a few thoughts. The glow plugs are going to either have to have a special tool to pull them out with, or I take the head off and punch them out from the opposite side. It's a bit risky, but the head's good. You know, we've pressure tested it and there's no leaks or anything like that, so if I take it off carefully I could do it, and it's only the price of a head gasket and a bit of time. But the thing, at the same time, we can replace all the guide seals and have a look at the valves and rings and stuff like this. Now unfortunately I can't do a pressure test. I would like to do a compression test, but I can't because I can't get the damn plugs out, can I? I had thoughts. I was just upstairs watching a video about these these glow plug removal tools, and I can quite see the problem why people break them, because if that, like I said, that electrode is swollen out, you ain't going to get it out. The thing is, if I were to take the head off, I can drill it all the way through and then pull the plug out from the other side. It's a lot safer. And I don't think we need a new head. I think it's just a bit of time. But it'll be right. And of course, you're thinking, well, it's a 300 TDI, why bother with glow plugs? Well, it's Canada, isn't it? And autumn and spring and things like this, we sort of need them. So, I'm going to have a word with the owner about that, see what he wants to do. I'm of this opinion that this is a good car, and I think the oils need changing all over the place. I haven't checked them, but by looking at the filler plugs, they've been out for a long time. So it would be wise to pull all the oils out, leave them to drain while it's up on the hoist, and then flush them through. Now, like I say, I've got it lifted up and it's actually quite good. It's been painted underneath, but that's not a bad thing because there's no rust and somebody's actually taken the trouble to paint it and try and protect it a bit, but unfortunately they didn't put any wax or anything like that on it. So I don't know what to do. It's such a good car, it really needs saving. Now, a couple of causes for concern. Rear axle, as per usual, clunky. I noticed that when I drove it on the road. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the camera underneath, I'm going to have a quick look, but I'm also going to take off the cover of the PTO cover off the transfer case and have a look and see if there's any spline wear in there. I'm crossing my fingers, I'm hoping there isn't, but when you get underneath you'll see why I've got a few suspicions. Yeah, like I say, I think if we do this right, an ounce of prevention is going to be worth a pound of cure, because we might spend a little bit of money on it, but we'll save a lot of repairs later. So let's have a look underneath. We'll forget about the engine for now. The starters are at the damn repair shop anyway. They're going to put a new solenoid on it, and yeah, I think it's going to be all right. I don't think it needs a lot of money spending on it. It needs a bit, but the nice thing about this is, while I'm rambling on, is that it doesn't have to be done now, if you see what I mean. I think change the oils now, that's a certainty, but it doesn't have to have a lot of the repairs straight away. So let me get underneath, let me take that cover off the transfer case and see, because it's worth having a look now to see if the gear's right, because this is a 22D gearbox, the 1.4 ratio, and they were notorious for spline wear because it is clunky when you drive it. Right, this is rambling. I need some vitamin B. So let's have a look at the vehicle. What can we see? Well, it looks like it's had recent tyre at end, so that's good. The bushings all seem well. There's no splits in the rubbers. At least they've got the springs on the right way around. You can see there's an awful lot of black paint on it. The little guard thing that goes under here is missing. That's no big deal. The outriggers are perfect. Now, the chassis on this is absolutely superb, I must admit. This threw me a bit. I thought it had new rotors on, but somebody's painted them silver. Same with the calipers. The pipes are excellent. Yep, nothing to see here. There is obviously a bit of an obligatory play, but that could be in the CVs, it could be anything. Looking round here inside, the swivel balls are brilliant. It's got the greasing. Well, I hope it has. I'm going to take the plugs out anyway. This side is exactly the same. Nothing to see. The pads are good. There's a little bit of edge wear on there, but those are good for a good long while. Again, tie rod end replaced. There is a leak from the steering box, but when we get underneath it you'll see it a bit better. Again, perfect outriggers. Not much to see here. I'm going to check these bushes, but I think they're all okay. Steering damper, standard. It drove okay. Let's have a look at the back, because this is a cause for concern. I finally found out what these things are for here, for putting all the nuts and bolts on. There is play in the shafts. I have yet to remove them and see if it's on the shaft here or the flange. They should be kind of tight together, but they need replacing for sure. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Let's have a look around the chassis, and again, perfect. You know, it's a superb car to keep keep on top of. This I'm thinking, I'm going to go one step further, and I think this would be brilliant if we had some Dynatrol and spray it with that. Want a wash off and a spray. The rear chassis, I'll leave you to decide. Look at that. That's what we want. Not these old bloody rock boxes. Yep, that's going to be good. Yeah, he's got the twin hitch on. Oh yeah, no, that's okay. That's fine. He was wondering if he got it on wrong. No, he's got it on right. No anti-roll bar on that. Maybe it's because it went to Africa, and for the rough terrain, it didn't need a sway bar, anti-roll bar on there. The exhaust threw me a bit. I thought, oh, look at that. It is a 1997 exhaust. You can see week 3597. It looks like the original, but somebody sprayed it with silver paint. Well, you know, people want to sell cars. Shock bushes are good. There is some play on the wheel bearings. I've got to adjust that out. That's nothing. Again, perfect. Absolutely beautiful. I wish they were all like this. Mind you, then again, I'd be out of a job. But the cause for concern is this. Oops. Listen to that. Now, this universal joint, it's trying to send a message home. That's no good. I don't think it's the diff. And I'm thinking about making I've got some flanges, old flanges, and I was thinking about just welding them up. Put some old flanges on with shafts in and weld them up. And then apply a bit of pressure to the brake somehow. I'll just clamp the brake in with a little wedge, you know, like put a clamp around here to clamp the disc. And so we can eliminate all the play and see if there's any play in that diff. There might not be. But, you know, you never know. I don't think so. I've got a sneaking feeling it isn't. Well, blow me, there goes the phone. Right, so that was the owner on the phone. We're back here again. Now with this gear, we'll take it out if it will come out. Oh, a minute. Oh, it won't come out now. Oh, a minute. Oh, well, I've had it out once before, you'll have to believe me. But the splines on there are beautiful. The oil, on the other hand, well, that's another matter. If we look down here, we can see it's all gungy, look. See? I don't think it's been changed for a long time. Anyway, never mind. Now there is a bit of play here. It sounds awful, but again, there's no wheels on this. Let's have a look here. This joint, that joint's loose. Rest of it underneath, yeah, it's been painted black, but looks alright. What's that bushing like there? Look. on. Oh, I don't go flashy. What's that one like? Oh, it's not too bad. Sometimes you see brown rust stains and it's usually signified that the bushes and things. Yeah, the tank's good. Yeah, everything looks nice under here. The joints looks good. I put a bar under that. The brake pipes are excellent, like I'm saying. It will get this rust proofed up and it'll last an awful long time. You know, bushes are good. For I think it's a 97 because it's marked 97 on the exhaust. Yeah, it looks really, really nice. I was concerned about the starting, whether somebody had messed about with the ground, but the ground is on there and it's also on the gearbox somewhere up there. That's in the right place. What else can we find? Let's go and have a look while we're underneath. Get there. Let's have a look. Yeah, the clutch. Let me just move the light. Ah, that's better. See, they put the clutch upside down. The clutch cylinder's upside down. The bleed screw should be at the top, not the bottom. Bet they had a lot of fun changing that. He's mentioned something about the linkages on the high and low weren't working properly. That involves taking the cover off to have a look at that. Yeah, you see, look at all the floors, all nice, you know, for the age. It's really good. What else can I say? Like I say, the front, there's an awful lot of plane, but there always is in Land Rovers at the inside the diff here. But that's the nature of the beast. What else have we seen under here? Oh yeah, steering box. Let me move the light again. The steering box has a leak, but follow it all the way up to the top. Look, and you can probably see right up at the top there. The top of the box is dry, but the input shaft is leaking. The low pressure seal is leaking. Not the end of the world. But you see it drips down onto the drop arm and you think it's the bottom seal that's leaking and it isn't. What else can we see under here? Well, there's an oil leak from up here. If we can see that, let's get this big light out. There. There's an oil leak up there, but you can see where it's shiny. At the top, if you look at the top of the oil filter, you can see where the oil's been running down. And what it does is it blows across and it picks up round here and places like that, and you think it's the actual sump seals or things like that, but it isn't. And what it is a little O-ring in the thermostat housing that's leaking. Notice too, the oil pressure light is off. Now that is concern for me. Why have they not connected the oil pressure switch? I think once we get this engine running again, we'll have a look and find out. Oh, has it got interest? It's got odd bump stops. Oh no, maybe it hasn't. I was looking at bump stops. They look odd. They've been replaced. Yeah, the swivel seals, bit weepy. I just wonder if they've got oil in them or grease. You know, that looks like oil, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks like oil. These were supposed to be filled with grease, because they aren't the chrome swivels. Might have to have a look at that. Yeah, we're going to give it a good service. Yeah, you can see how the oil up there looks been dripping down from somewhere. I bet you it's been falling off that oil filter and blowing over here. That's nothing. Oh, other than that, it's quite a good little car. So he's given us a go ahead to change all the oils and fluids. So I think what we'll do is put some buckets underneath and drain them out tonight.